What is going on, folks? Take a look at this behemoth of a flashlight. This is touted as the world's brightest flashlight. Is that true? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know how to verify that. What I can tell you is I've had this for about 3 weeks and it is insanely bright. 120,000 lumens coming out of those guys right there. This is, I don't know who it's for. Law enforcement, search and rescue, someone like me who just thinks that this is the coolest thing in the entire world. I don't know who it's for, but I'm gonna show you folks kind of what this thing is all about, and then we're just gonna go straight into the night shots, because that's what you wanna see on a 120,000 lumen flashlight, is how bright does this thing actually get. Now this light is the Imalent SR32, okay? So if you wanna check them on Amazon, they're all over Amazon. Imalent has got a pretty big slew of good looking lights. This is obviously their biggest one, and they again claim that it is the brightest flashlight on the market. And I think you're gonna be surprised by the night shots of what this thing can put out. So before we head out to the super secret nighttime testing lab, let me just kind of go over a few of these specs on this light so you can kind of get a better idea of what this thing is, because guys, this is not a budget light, okay? This comes in at around $600 off of Amazon right now, so this isn't something that you're just gonna go buy and throw in a toolbox. This is a pretty expensive light, but it comes in a pretty nice hard case box. You can see here it does come with a 2-year US warranty, and inside the box is obviously going to be the light and a couple of other goodies. So it's got foam padding pre-cut to fit kind of everything that the light comes with, and that includes a 100 watt USB-C charging brick that's going to input 100 watts into this light. So this light can accept up to 100 watts worth of charge. So you're going to get that. You've got a Type-C to Type-C USB-C cable. You've got a carrying strap that you can connect to this light if you want to use it. I don't see really a case that I would ever use that shoulder strap for, but it comes with it. And of course, your light right here. And here's more of an up close, hopefully without the glare of these LEDs. Now this light has 32 Cree XHP 50.3 LEDs that are going to put off around 6,500 Kelvin temperature. So this light output is more on the cooler side. It's not on the yellowish, more orangey side. 6,500 K is pretty cool. But let me get this box out of the way, get you guys some up close and personal views of this light while we have it in the daylight. There's really no branding on this light at all other than the serial number right here and the obligatory hot symbol up here near the bezel. Now I will say this light does get hot. That is why it comes with this handle, but there's a couple of things that this light benefits from with the heat. It has 3 external fans all around this underneath the bezel that are gonna kick on and help dissipate some of the heat that this light puts out. So this has 7 modes, and actually I cut it on accident. But this has 7 modes on it, okay? And you're gonna get up to 30 lumens being the low end, all the way up to the 120,000 lumens. Now at the 120,000 lumens, that is 1,090,000 candela, and this thing will throw over 6,000 feet. I'll give you the meters, but we're in America, and yeah, we like imperial, so you're gonna get around 6,100 feet worth of throw off of the turbo setting off of this light. And I'll go ahead and put all of the run times on the screen now. You can pause the video. I don't want to go through all of them because it's kind of boring. But here's the specs for all of the run times and the lumen outputs for each one of these settings on this light. As you can kind of guess, you're not going to get a really long runtime off of the 120,000 lumens. You're going to get around 45 seconds, and then it's going to step down to 25,000 lumens for 45 minutes. Now, I don't have a professional lumen output tester, but I have seen a couple of videos on this light where guys that actually have it and have proper testing equipment verified that this thing gets upwards of 118 to 120,000 lumens for that 45 seconds, and then maintains that 25,000 lumens for 45 minutes. That is insane. And it's been verified on other channels that actually have equipment that can test that. Unfortunately, I do not, but just know that this light outputs the true stated lumen output that Imalent states in the manual. And obviously you can see it's got a handle, a carrying handle. Now that's going to help because this battery right down here does get warm, but you can take this handle off. There's just a couple of Allen bolts in here. So if you want to use the light in this fashion, you can take this handle off. It's no big deal, but it does get warm if you're going to be running at higher lumen output. And the battery simply just unscrews. This is a non-user replaceable battery, but it just screws right out. You can see it does come pretty lubed up. So you're not going to have any kind of binding or rusting issues on these threads. You got a nice rubber O-ring. There is the tip of the battery, and this is going to be the bottom of the battery. So unscrew this tail cap, and underneath is where you're going to have your USB Type-C charging input. And again, up to 100 watts. This battery also works as a output power delivery, so you can charge up your phone or a light or an iPad or whatever at up to 100 watts. So you can use the internal capacity of this battery to charge a device, or just simply use it to power the light. I typically don't use my lights that have that function to charge up another device, just because I want the capacity in the battery to actually run the light. But if you're in a bind, you can always use it. Okay, now moving around here to the side, it's got a little screen here. It's an OLED display, and the user interface on this light is dead simple. There's not a whole lot of finicky things you have to do in order to get the light to work. So I'm going to use this side switch. And by the way, this side switch on here, if you're right-handed, it's actually perfect because your thumb just kind of lands on that normally if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, I guess you could use your pointer finger. But me, my thumb just kind of lands perfectly on it. So we're going to go ahead and cut it on with just one click. Let me turn it the other way. So I'm in moonlight setting, and it shows 30 lumens. If I press and hold, it's going to cycle through all of these different lumen outputs all the way up to 50,000 lumens, and then go back down to 30, 1500, 4500, 9000, 25,000, 50,000, back down to 30 lumens. Once you hit the 25,000 lumen mark, these fans cut on automatically. See if you can hear it. So they're not super quiet. You got 3 fans trying to dissipate a lot of heat on this. So they cut on automatically. And then of course at 50,000, the fans are going to continue to run. Now to get this light to cut off, just one click. To get to the 120,000 lumen mode, double click. And there we go. Obviously you can't see it right now, but that's how you get to your 120,000 lumen mode. You can double click again from that setting, and you're going to get strobe. One click cuts everything off. You can lock this light out by clicking 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to get a little lock symbol. To unlock, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to unlock itself. And this thing is IP56 water resistant, so it is not waterproof, and a lot of that has to do with the fans that are on the outside that are blowing in air and exhausting air to try to keep this thing cool. But IP56 is the rating on this light. And one last thing while I'm sitting there kind of fiddling with this, if you triple click on any of these switches, on the main switch, on the light itself, or on the handle switch, if you triple click, it's going to show you the voltage of the battery. So 1, 2, 3, and we're sitting at 14.98 volts. So that's a kind of good indication because it doesn't have a battery gauge on this, but you can look at the voltage, and we're up to 15 volts now. So that'll kind of give you a gauge of, you know, the state of charge on the actual battery here in the handle. But that's about it for all of the boring specs. Let me see if I can get a little better close-up of some of these LEDs before we head out tonight. But overall, it's just a beast of a light. It weighs around 9 pounds. It is not a pocket light, obviously, but guys, you are going to be absolutely, I think, at least a little bit shocked at what 120,000 lumens looks like at night. It is, yeah, you'll just see the footage, but it's fun to use. That's all I'm going to say. But let's head out to my facility and check out some night shots. All right, guys, so we're out here at my flashlight facility, testing facility, and I apologize for the audio. I left my microphone at home, so just bear with me. But gang, I'm just going to go straight for the gas. We're going to go straight to turbo on this light, and you'll get the first-hand glimpse of what this thing can do. So in 3, 2, 1. Absolutely insane. That is just, I can't even describe how bright this light is. I'll go ahead and run through some of the modes. I'm going to press and hold the button. And this is going to be, I'm going to cycle through and start out at the 30 lumens. So here's 30 lumens, okay? This is going to be the moonlight setting. This is going to be your 1500 lumens. Press and hold. 4500 lumens. Press and hold. 9000 lumens. $25,000 lumens, and now this is where the fans start to kick on, if you can hear them. So 25,000 lumens. So now to get back to turbo again, you can double click. Boom. Crazy, crazy bright. That's just insane. I mean, that is just crazy. Unreal. So I'm gonna put this camera down and I'm gonna show you guys some night shots of this thing on turbo so you can kind of get a better idea from up above. All right, so there's the night shots of it. I hope that just conveys how bright this light is, but I'm gonna wrap this video up here with just a little handheld shot of this stupid, crazy bright light. 120,000 lumens, fan is going, but there's nothing that you cannot see with this light. Look at that. So guys, I'll leave a link for this down in the description if you want to just take a look for it yourself. If you think you might have a need for it, I don't know. But I will say that it is just absolutely crazy. I'm at a loss for words right now on how bright this thing is. And I just hope that it is coming through on video, how bright it actually is. But yeah, folks, this is the Imalent SR32. And it's pretty sweet.